Welcome to Living a Life by Design. It's the journey back to you and living 365 days of purpose with your host, Esther Graham. Did you know your accountability and possibility is by design? God designed a phenomenal life for you, gave you the gift of choice. Esther helps empower you to discover and pursue the purpose that is already in you. Are you ready to look at yourself and see your future? Then get back to what is really important in life and get in alignment with your true self. Stay tuned to Living a Life by Design. Journey back to you and start living 365 days of purpose with your host, Esther Graham. It all starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living a Life by Design. I am so super excited to see you and to have you join me. I'm Dr. Esther Graham, your host, and today I have a very special guest, one of my close friends. She's become a friend. I coached her. I was her business coach for a while. Her and her mom are in partnership with a wonderful catering company where they cater for, let me just call them celebrity caterers, right? And so their catering business has increased tremendously. And can I tell you, and she will share where y'all can reach out to her, but she's in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you're in the Georgia area or anywhere, make sure that you can connect. I use her for my retreats and for my live events. Why? Because they will travel and their food is excellent. It is worth it. But today, we are going to talk about a pinch of bliss, which has a couple of things involved in that. Her company, her catering company, is called A Pinch of Bliss. And of course, she has a YouTube channel called A Pinch of Bliss TV. But there's so much more to that phrase, a pinch of bliss. And that's what we're going to talk today. So everyone, please welcome Brittany Moore, or as I like to call her, Chef Brittany. Come on, let's give her some love. Give her some love. Welcome. Brittany, share a little bit about yourself. Give us a quick bio, a quick, let's say, intro as to who you are.
Okay, well, first I'd like to say thank you so much, Dr. Esther, for having me. It is such a joy when we come together and we're able to have these kind of transformative conversations. But to those who don't know me, hello, I am Chef Brittany. I am a co-owner and chef de pâtissier of A Pinch of Bliss. We are nationally known caterers, and we specialize in catering for conferences, coaches, and corporations. And so myself, along with my business partner, Chef Mama, who actually is my mama, we've been doing this for almost 2 decades. And it has been a pleasure serving all of our clients, whether they're upper echelon or whether they're just everyday people. We make it a priority. So you're upper echelon. But, whether it's everyday people or our celebrity clients, we take pleasure in giving excellent customer service.
Yeah. And listen, everyone, when she says excellent customer service, it is. They even started, and just to share a little bit, their own seasoning line to where they will ship their seasonings to you, which is, their secret sauce, their secret ingredients. And trust me, I've used it and it is so, so good. But Brittany, let's talk a little bit about a pinch of bliss, because when I think about just the phrase, a pinch of bliss, there's so much that goes into that. You just think about the word bliss, which I know your daughter's name is Bliss as well, but bliss meaning happiness, joy, just that good feeling, right? And it's called a pinch of bliss because in my thought is that all you really need is a pinch.
Come on.
Something, just a little, just to kind of motivate you, to push you, a pinch of bliss, a pinch of joy, a pinch of that. Is it the euphoric feeling?
Yes.
To push you forward. Why that name and what does that really mean to you? Because you also have your YouTube TV, which I've listened to where you're, and it's monetized to where you're talking to people about what does that really mean. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So you are absolutely correct. Bliss is the name of my firstborn daughter, Bliss, but it's really more than that. And for those who don't know, there can sometimes be a negative stereotype, a negative connotation when it comes to Black female owned businesses, especially in the service industry. And so, a pinch of bliss, which means intense joy and happiness, we wanted to absolutely crush that stereotype. We wanted to make sure that even though the food is excellent, right? Even though the setups are nice, we wanted you to remember the customer service that we have given to you. We want you to, wow, those women are so nice. Wow, the staff is so kind. And so I believe that when you are able to share bliss, even if it's just a pinch, it can truly transform someone's day. And so that is our standard. That is what we strive for. And really, chefs, I'm going to tell you something. You may not know this, Dr. Esther, but chefs are known to be arrogant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Arrogant, they're known to be prideful, they're known to be self-centered, right? And so many times you'll meet a chef that is just so high on themselves that, they won't take input from a client. They won't allow you, to tell you what they want for their event and we wanted to absolutely crush that stereotype.
I think you guys, not I think, I know that you're crushing it. And when you say that chefs are arrogant, I remember that before, I came to you guys, found out about you guys, and I was looking for a chef for my event. And I remember speaking to this particular chef, and they were telling me, "Oh, no, I'm not, this is what you need. This is what I'll do for you." And I said, "Well, I don't want that." And they were very well. And I finally had to say, "You know what? You're not the person for me." Because in my events, whether it's the larger event or a very small event or the retreats, it's not, as you just said, it's not just the food. It's the
Yes.
service. It's everything that you could feel. It's that energy in the service that's being given that will, to me, that flows into the food that's being served. Right.
Yes.
And so you're right. It's very important that what you're doing just really exemplifies everything. It's the thread all the way through, the pinch of bliss.
Yes.
It's a thread all the way through the service that you're doing. So I do think that you're crushing it in the business to remove that stereotype of African American women, or let's say Black women,
Come
right?
on. Come
And
on.
say Black women are not just African Americans. I'm not African. I wasn't born in the United States, and so but I'm
Yes.
a woman, and so there's
Yes.
certain stereotypes. First of all, there's stereotypes for women, period, right? Whether you're
Whew.
Black, brown, Asian,
Come on.
blue, green,
Come on. That's true.
you're right. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, it does not,
Yes.
the stereotype for women in business crosses all cultural, ethnicity,
Yes.
belief systems. It crosses all of those lines, right? And so as women, but it is especially true, let's say it's got that extra umph for, let's say, women of color. It's just got a little
Yes.
extra umph that to it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we really have to fight harder with this,
Yes.
right?
So true.
Yeah. And so I think that you are demolishing it. And so, but kind of share, because there's a lot of our viewers. What I love about this community is that we have viewers from everywhere. And it's not just Black or white or Asian, or it's not just Muslim, Christian, Jewish. It's
Yes.
not just African American, or, someone from a foreign country, or anything like that. It's about everyone joins in and everyone listens. So give us some things that you say, how have you crushed it? Speak to us and what are some of the
Mm.
things that you do to like crush the stereotypes, to walk across, that line there?
Well, you know what? It's interesting that you asked that question because I wholeheartedly believe that in order to go to the next level, you cannot be self-centered. And so I call it a sin. ESEN, a sin, right?
Yes,
And so what
write
happened
that down, y'all. ESEN.
is sin. And so what that stands for is exposure, shedding, excelling, and then next level. And so what I really, and honestly, growing, crushing it takes exposure first. You know, when you've decided that whatever you're going to do in excellence, you know, you have to take a cold, hard look at yourself, including
Mm,
your character, including your limiting beliefs, including your systems and processes. So that E stands for exposure, right? And
mhm.
so when you're ready to crush it, when you're ready to grow, you have to expose you to you. What am I doing in this space, in this area that is holding me back, that
Mhm.
is limiting me, that is keeping me from my most purpose filled self, right?
Yeah.
And so after you expose you to you, you have to make a decision. You have a decision to make. Like either I'm going to stay the same and this is going to continue to be a mom and pop side hustle. I'm going to
Mm,
continue to walk in people pleasing. I'm going to continue to walk in perfectionism, which really doesn't, benefit anyone.
yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah.
you make the decision, no, I'm going to go forward. Then there's the shedding. There's the shedding of those practices, those limiting beliefs. There's the shedding of, that mindset that holds you back, the laziness that keeps you in bed for the extra hour. There's a shedding. And once you shed those things, then you can excel. You can begin excelling in that area on the level that you're currently on. And then once you have spent some time excelling on that level, then it's time for the next level.
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah.
so those are the things, and I know it sounds wonderful and it sounds easy, but really it took years and it was very hard, and I'm still in the process of it. Every level you have to do ascend.
Yeah, yeah. I love how you said every level you have to ascend. And it's not easy that you're still in the process because many times, we want it, boom, it needs to happen, now, right? I remember when you and I first, when we met, you catered for me. And then I began to coach you. And there, remember, there were some things that even as we talked, it's like, well, I feel as if we should be further than where we are right now.
Come on, come on.
Feel
Yes.
that we should be this. Did you have this then, or this is something after when you realize, like, whoa? Because remember, we talked about, yeah, I feel, listen, we all feel I should be further, but there are
Yes.
some things that we have to learn and go through the process. Have you ever heard there are some things we have to go through the process? We just don't get to jump over it. This is how
Yes.
life happens. Let's take a quick break and let's get back and let's talk about the whole process. Like it just doesn't happen overnight. We'll be right back. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. And I'm so super excited that you're here. If you're now joining me or coming in right now, you are in for a treat. We are having a powerful conversation with Chef Brittany Moore, and she just gave us her Ascend, ESEN. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Ascend, and went through. So listen, if you're now coming in, you're going to have to listen to the replay so you could get the first part because we're about to go into the second part. So wherever you are right now, wherever you're joining from, if you need to grab your cup of coffee, grab your favorite beverage, let's sit and let's just lean into this conversation. It is powerful. Ascend, Brittany. So we ended with saying, listen, it just doesn't come overnight. Let's
Yes.
talk about the process of that.
Yes. It's it's amazing how, I've spoken to beginner entrepreneurs, and they automatically think that they're going to wake up the next day and everything is going to be in its perfect place. But you have to realize your upbringing, your culture, those things that you have allowed to feed you up until this point, it really affects how you do business. And so I never realized that I had a doubt problem, a limiting belief when it came to making money. And
Mhm.
so I also had a self-esteem issue when it
Yeah.
came to charging correctly. And so my desire was I'd rather make nothing just to serve you, just to say that I had the client. And so when I realized that this was a limiting belief and not just being the nice chef, I realized that I am holding my entire legacy back from what could really change the trajectory of my family.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so there's some personal development, right? I love it when you say, Dr. Esther, you have to create new neurological pathways.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen overnight. You got to do the work. You have to
Got to do the work.
invest.
You got to do
You
the
have
work.
to invest in coaching and personal development.
Yes.
Mike and I, we've had the privilege and the pleasure to be a part of the Life by Design retreats. These things are actively helping us ascend.
Yeah.
These atmospheres, it exposes
Yeah.
who we really are, and then we make a decision to shed those things that no longer serve us. See, I got that from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No longer serve us, so we can live this life in excellence and go to the next level.
Yeah.
And so of course it doesn't happen overnight, and of course it doesn't happen with one coaching program or one retreat. This is a life's work, right?
Really is, especially if you are a serious entrepreneur, you're serious, and this isn't you don't want this to be a mom and pop, or like my husband said to me one time is when I started, my business, especially my training and development company, and started doing, my retreats or my programs and all of these different things, my live events. He said, Esther, let's not make this an expensive hobby.
Ooh, ooh, I'm
And
writing
that
that
was,
one down.
yeah, yeah. And he was like, I'll support you. He said, I'll support you in whatever it is that you want to do. And I never forget when I got my business coach, right? I got my business coach, and he even said to my business coach, work with her so she doesn't make this an expense. So this doesn't become, hold on, this doesn't become another
Come on,
expensive hobby.
come on.
And that was his request. And so I love what you said. It's no, if you're serious, you have to invest in yourself,
Yes,
and you have to reinvest. And something I never understood, on my husband used to say years ago, and at that time I was still in corporate America, right? And working long hours.
come on.
Because I was a leader in corporate America. I was the CEO, I was this, and so you're working, you're putting in all of these hours. And the one thing that, I used to feel comfortable, I got really comfortable with that. When you're in entrepreneurship, you have to know that you got to reinvest in yourself, because you're working for yourself. You're creating legacy for what you're doing,
Oh,
right?
that's good.
And many times when you move out of corporate America into entrepreneurship, you forget that, no, you got to work for your paycheck now. And what is this exactly that, you're doing? I had a conversation with a young entrepreneur who I am coaching. And one of the things I said to them, I said, now this is your business. Because they're young, they're
Come
millennial,
on.
excellent, excellent at what he's doing. And I said, but you can't make decisions that today you're going to work into. This is something that you gotta, And so they have invested in the coaching, and they've invested in the retreats, and they've invested in this. And so, because you're right, you got to keep working on it to get to
Come
it's
on.
not going to happen overnight. You have to put some systems in place. You've got to put some procedures in place.
Come
And
on.
for me, as a serial entrepreneur that's got a whole brick and mortar business right now, I'm looking at this. This is missing this system. This is missing this. We've got to
Come
reset
on.
this foundation. We've got to redo this. This is why it's important. And here it is, the retreats, that personal development. What is stopping you? Because they have the idea, well, I really can't, am I worth this amount? You are worth it.
Come on. And let me add this as well. You cannot demand from a client or customer what you yourself have not and are not willing to spend and invest in yourself.
Come on, I want you to say that one more time, because there's a lot of people out there. You want people to invest in you and to hire you, but you yourself are not willing to invest in others.
Come on.
Yourself are not willing to go and say, let me get this done for myself so I could be a better service to someone else. Yes, say that again, because that's
We
important.
attract who we are, and you cannot demand a premium client and you yourself be a cheapskate.
Yeah, okay, I love it. You yourself cannot demand a premium client when you yourself are a cheapskate, right?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you cannot, and then you also have to be doing your things in integrity.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's so good. And it's interesting to me because and I have to, let's be transparent here, because I was of the persuasion that any type of coaching program that I was a part of, as soon as they would start with the mindset or the personal development stuff, I'd be like, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what I need. Just tell me what systems you're using. Just tell me that, but what I didn't realize is that people who actually think like that, even if a billionaire gave you their exact formula, because your mind isn't set correctly, you'll still never achieve it.
Yeah, you won't achieve it. And you may not, and then you'll be thinking, why? I also like to say, what you put into that coaching program, that's what you're going to get out of it. And
Yes.
so, or what you put into that coaching program, what you put into your business, what you put into yourself, that's exactly what you're going to get out of it.
Yes.
There
Yes.
is no prescription. Many times we want this prescription, like the doctor gives us a prescription, take one pill every morning before breakfast.
Come on.
And so that's what we want.
Come on.
We want the, become rich in 6 months. We want the 3 to 5 plan steps. It doesn't work like that. And there are people out there saying, hey, change your life in 90 days. Well, there's two things with that. You really can change your life in 90 days. I did, but but that's not something, I changed it, and so now I stop. No.
Come on. Come
Really,
on.
say, let me change. You can change your life in 90 days. For me, yeah, you can make some mindset shifts. You can make some this, you can make some, and you can boom, boom, boom. But here it
Come
is.
on.
That you have to continue to do it. That's the same with entrepreneurship or this is life, y'all. This isn't this conversation. Don't forget, this is living your life by design. This is life by design.
Come on.
This is life by design. What are you designing for your life? And what are you doing so you could continue living that life by design? That investment in you. You
Come
want that
on.
premium client, you got to do the high premium things. You have to invest in yourself,
Come
because
on.
that is what you will attract. So good, so good. So
That is the truth. I mean, what you're saying is the complete truth. And you said, people want to get rich in 6 months, but are you rich in integrity? Are you rich in character? Are you rich in beliefs? You know what I'm saying? Are you rich in priorities? Are you rich in your vision and your mission and your assignment for whatever you're running after, And so I realized that money is a result It is a result. But before we can get to the money, there are some inner workings that have to be corrected, adjusted, realigned,
Come
before we
on.
can get
Yeah.
to the result, which is money.
Yeah, yeah. One of my business coach said to me, one of my business coaches said to me, and she tells this story quite a bit, that when she first got into her entrepreneurship and doing everything, she said when she made a certain level, she said she stopped there. And she realized she stopped there because, and it was, because she thought, well, if I make more than this, then this, uh, people aren't going to like me. And she said people aren't, she had the list of things why she could only go to this level. And then she said she realized it was a mental block. It was a
Ooh,
self-esteem thing. It was all of that. Sometimes we don't, and I'm guilty of that. I'm so guilty. Like, that's why I could teach it and talk about it. Like going through, am I worth this?
yes. Yes.
Realizing, well, wait a minute, I am. Should I, we sometimes we underchart, we underestimate ourselves. And this isn't just only about money. This isn't everything. Am I
Yeah.
worthy to walk into this room?
Ooh. Ooh.
Am I worthy to sit at this table?
Ooh.
Am I worthy for this restaurant? Do I always need to go to Applebee's? Not criticizing Applebee's for the two for, what is it?
Two for
The
20. Come on.
2 for 20. I could only go to that because am I worthy to, no, let me go to this particular restaurant.
Come
Then,
on.
but many times it's not even that we can't afford it. It's a worthiness. It's also a very much, here is another thing, many entrepreneurs, that poverty mindset.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, I don't want because I don't, or I may lose money if I listen. My husband said, that's what I think I forgot to say. He used to say to me all the time, and I never understood it until I came out of corporate America. Esther, to make money, you got to invest. You got
Mm.
to make money, you got to spend money. To make money, you have to spend money. And I used to be because I came out of corporate America, but you get your paycheck, you worked hard, like, busted your behind for it. But,
Oh, yes.
to make money, you got to spend money. Sometimes that's what we don't want to do.
That's right.
You know,
That's
so talk to us a little bit about, well, I tell you what, we're about to go on break. And when we come back, let's talk about the challenges, again, a pinch of bliss. What are the challenges that you've had and how, give them an example of how did you come over the challenge? What's your story behind all of your success, right?
Mhm.
We'll be right back, everyone, with Chef Brittany Moore. Welcome back, everyone, to Life by Design, living your life by design. That is really what it's about. And that is really how God wants us to live. He wants us to live out our line by the design that has been made just for us. Like our thumbprint, right? We are individuals. Each one of us have a life by design, and my design might not be yours, but can we work together and can we learn and discover, rediscover, reset, redesign our lives? So today we're speaking to Chef Brittany Moore, a pinch of bliss. So let's talk about, Chef, what are some of the challenges in everything that you're doing? Because I know, again, not only do you have this business that you've expanded out, but you're a motivator, you're a promoter, you're a mentor to so many. But in all of that, and you're a young mom,
Whew. Thank you for the
right?
young.
For the young mom, what are the challenges? Because sometimes we see the challenges and we think, oh, this is it. I got to, especially when they're so great. Can I continue? Because I'm really being challenged. I mean, I've been at this for a long time, but just a couple months ago, hey, just probably last week, I was like, maybe I need to sell my business because I'm tired
Ooh, yes.
of this. And my businesses are doing well, but you have challenges.
Yes.
How do you, Chef, work through those challenges? What do you do?
Ooh, I think one of the hardest hardest challenges I've had to face while being in business is when I had to realize that my dreams aren't my family's dreams.
Mm.
And so a little background about me. I am the only child and I am spoiled rotten. You hear me? If I want it, I'm gonna get it. Somebody's gonna make it happen for me, right? And and so I think in that entitlement, let's call a thing. In this entitlement, I expected that when I took on a dream or a project or a business, that my family was just going to automatically fall in line to help me achieve whatever success looked like in that area. And in putting that demand on my family, I tore it. I tore that togetherness. I tore that unity, especially with my husband. My husband, he is not an entrepreneur. Doesn't want to be an entrepreneur. He is an IT geek, computer. He loves corporate America. I mean, he'll wear their merch. You know what I'm saying? He wants to go to the company outings. They be at the Braves Stadium. He loves it. And I hate corporate America. Love serving them, but I don't want to work for them, you know? And so my expectation was as this business grows that you'll dedicate your time, the kids will dedicate their time to helping me build this empire. Can't you see I'm doing this for you? Help me. And my husband really had to have a come to Jesus moment with me. Brittany, this is not my dream. I don't want to work Monday through Friday and provide for this household and then work Thursday through Sunday to help yours. Now, I'm here to support in different ways and other ways, and Mike has been an incredible,
He has.
incredible support. But
Yeah.
it didn't look the way that I thought it would look.
Key point. Let's put a pin there for a minute. It didn't look the way you thought it would look because many times in our minds, we see something and we're like, and we think it's going to fall through this way and it doesn't.
Come on.
To do then when it's like, what I thought this was going to be like, this isn't what's happening.
Come on. Come on. And it's comparison. I look at, Dr. and Pastor Graham and I see them hand in hand walking, these businesses out and I'm like, well, Pastor John helps Dr. Esther like that. And he's like, well, my name is not John. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
My name is Michael.
And John and Esther had to work through all of that.
But comparison will kill
It will.
the very potential that you have access to.
Yeah.
And what it can look like for you. And really, honestly, if I'm really honest with myself, it was me being a cheapskate because I wanted free labor instead of paying the money to hire qualified people to do the thing. Come on, does anybody feel me on that one? It's really fear-based. It's fear-based. I'm going to get my family to help me because I'm scared to step out and really invest what's necessary to scale.
Yes. So true. Very true. Very true. And sometimes that investment is just sacrificing. You're making the sacrifice. Yeah.
Come on. Tons of sacrifice when you want to achieve whatever success looks like to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the second biggest challenge for both myself and Chef Mama is a gift, a talent, a grace doesn't automatically translate to a business.
Yeah.
You know,
Ooh,
just because you're gifted in an area, just because you're talented in an area, just because you cook well or you braid well or you clean well, it doesn't automatically translate to a business. And
that's right.
and small, let me be careful with my wording. People with limiting beliefs, we're so used to cutting corners instead of, as you said, go through the process to make our businesses legitimate so it can become an asset instead of a liability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo! That was an expensive lesson.
Yeah. 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 But those are the type of expensive lessons that I think all of us, um, until we begin to realize that our mindset, we have to first be very much self-aware of what it's again, it's going back through your ascend, right? We have
Yes.
the first part. What was the first part? The E is for
The E,
exposure.
yes, exposure.
So in that exposure, you're exposing yourself to these different things. It's very much a self-awareness of this is where I am.
Yes. Yes.
I've got limited beliefs in this right here.
Come on.
Self-esteem is struggling. I have a poverty mindset.
Come
Or
on.
I think that I'm here when really I'm here.
That'll preach.
Yeah. I think that I know all of this. And so I don't have the mentality. We always teach what you've been taught.
Ooh,
Am I teachable? Hey, listen, in the coaching business, am I coachable?
ooh, yes.
And so I think a lot of that comes in. Again, it's that self-awareness, it's that exposure. When you get exposed to things and you can say, whoa, it exposes your self-awareness,
Come on.
right?
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness, yes.
yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of that is what holds us back. So the question for everyone is, where are you? Can you really where are you right now in whatever you're doing? Listen, we're talking about relationships. We're talking about your health and wellness. We're talking about your spirituality. We're talking about your money, your business,
That's good.
your growth. Do you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? And across those things that I just mentioned, where are you? You first have to become very self-aware before you can move. You talked about John and I, and we walk in, we have a great relationship. But I remember, when he first stepped into being a realtor, and of course he was busy. He had a whole calendar, right? And he put me on his calendar. You put me on your calendar. He said, Esther, yeah, we're scheduled to meet at.
I love it.
That is something we had to work through. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on your calendar. I'm your wife. I'm your best friend. You're this. I'm on your calendar. Yeah. Self-awareness.
Come
But wait,
on.
Esther, what's going on with you? And now I have to put him on my calendar. And he's like, he laughs. He's like, oh, so now I'm on your. I said, yeah, because we can't. Okay, so let me get on your calendar so we could discuss this seriously. And so, behind the scenes, people sometimes you see these people that are doing, go behind the scenes.
Come on. Come on.
It takes work. It
Come
takes,
on.
what are some of the things that you can share that our viewers could say, boom, this is uh, this is how I can make an immediate change, especially going into your ascend and wherever they are. Again, let me go across. There's health and wellness. There's your spirituality. Where are you in your spiritual life? Where are you in your finances? Where are you with your relationships? What about your health and wellness? Not just your physical health. What about your
Yes.
mental health?
Yes.
Where are you in all of this? And are you being challenged in any of these? And what are some things that they could do right now to just
Oh,
make some changes? Your entrepreneurship, where are you right now? What are some steps that they can take, Brittany, that you could say, hey, listen, and then tell everyone, how can they reach you? How can
okay.
they connect with you? How can they find out about a pinch of bliss?
I would say, and I will go from personal experience. From personal experience, excuse me. I will say the first thing you can do is trim the fat. So
Ooh,
a good ribeye steak, right? Or a good prime rib roast. The first thing that butcher is going to do is trim the fat, because if that cut of meat is too fatty, it's less enjoyable, right? And it alters the cook time. Listen to that. It alters the cook time. And so take a look. What is the fatty in your life that needs to be trimmed? Are we doing too much doom scrolling on things that don't edify where we're going, that don't encourage, that don't fertilize where we're growing, right? What do we check the environment? Who are we planted next to? Are they weeds that are choking us out from reaching our full growth potential? Or are they growing with us? Are they the same type of vegetation, the same type of plant that is growing with us? If you could check where you're investing your time, because we've been talking about money, but money is a renewable resource. Money
yes.
is going to continue to come, but time is a non-renewable resource that you will never get more of, right? And so where you invest your time is where your priorities are.
Amen. So true. So true.
So
So
check
true.
check where you're investing your time, and check who you are investing your time with.
Amen.
That will immediately begin to change your mindset, your scope. It will begin to shift your priorities. And then when you realize, okay, that needs to change, I need to decrease time on this, increase time on this, then you need someone who can hold you accountable and responsible for where you're gonna go. My mother, Chef Mama, and I, we are where we are and going to continue to grow because we have people in our life that say, hey, that's not on brand. That's
Yes.
not on brand.
Yeah. Good.
Change
Good.
that. And so I think that if you could implement those three things, it won't take much
Life
time.
changing, right?
Transformative. And
Mhm.
so, and if you'd like to reach us for premier culinary services, or whether you would like to invite Bliss to upgrade your spice cabinet, you can visit us at a pinch of bliss inc.com, and we are also a pinch of bliss on all social media platforms. We'd love to become family with you and serve you in any way possible.
Yeah, great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And listen, just one more thing because we are about to leave you wonderful people and know that you'll be joining us in our next, how do you say it, episode? Because I always say that word wrong. Did I say it right? Yay. You were at the Life by Design retreat, my Life by Design retreat. You and Mike, you mentioned it. You've come to a retreat before, the all women's retreat as well. Tell me, Tell me, what did you get from that? Was it worth it? Did you, how could you tell me how was that for you? Give me some feedback.
Oh.
Let the audience know.
I
How
don't
did
know if you have time for it. I will try my best to condense it, but life transforming is an understatement. I can say that when we came to the Life by Design retreat, Michael and I were very heavy, plates full, stress off the Richter scale. And what I will say for sure is that retreat helped me to turn off my amygdala, which is what controls stress, what produces stress. And it helped me to get back to my prefrontal cortex, to help me begin making sound, wise, stress-free decisions. And if I could just say something funny, my husband, who is, let me tell you, he was so free at this retreat to receive everything that was for him. The non-tattoo guy ended up getting a tattoo to remind him of the transformation he experienced during the retreat. Now, let me tell you, this is conservative Michael. And he ended up getting something to almost just create a space and time to remember everything that he received. It's life-changing. You know, we want to be a part of everyone going forward. And I mean, even the relationships that were formed, people from all different walks of life, different statuses, different backgrounds, different race, religions, creeds, colors. We all came together for a transformative time. I mean, I'll always remember it.
I love it because it wasn't just the relationships there were personal relationships that everyone built and business relationships as well. So good. It's like and it was also a time to relax and retreat and to have fun. So you could incorporate your vacation time into it. So powerful. I have to say about the tattoo, y'all. And when he got his tattoo, it wasn't a small one. It was a big one. I was like, whoa. So good. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I love you, y'all. Make sure that you connect with Chef Brittany, A Pinch of Bliss. This was a powerful conversation. Make sure what she's speaking, that you listen to it, replay. Do me a favor, share it with someone, and make sure that you connect with me. Life by Design. Visit me at esthergraham.com. Listen, we've got so many things out there for you. My next live event, mark your calendar, is in October 10th and 11th. The theme is Your Next is Now. And we've got some powerful speakers, some wonderful things that will be happening there. Information will be coming on pretty soon. So make sure that you look at my YouTube channel, that you get on social media, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Look for Esther Graham. That's all you got to look for. Esther Graham or Festa della Donna, right? And I will sure to see you soon. This is your Life by Design. Make sure that you're living out your God-given divine purpose. Love you and God bless.
You have been listening to Living a Life by Design, the journey back to you, and living 365 days of purpose with host Esther Graham. Listen or watch live every second and fourth Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Discover that what is possible is already in you. God designed a phenomenal life for you. Esther helps you ignite that energy behind your personal journey for a deeper joy and peace. Living 365 days of purpose. For more information on living a life by design, visit fddwomen.com.